Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Coding. We are up to here last time with our grease pencil and tangency affair, and we are able to create animation like this by example by Durman. And today we're gonna try to expand a little bit on that and using it for multiple objects. Like in this case, we have the cube on 3 grease pencil strokes. You can of course have as many as you want, and the node tree currently looks something like this. So for each strokes, basically I need to simply just select the right points and edges, actually the points and the angles for our instancing. In this case I'm just using box, but I can use any other geometry generator. This part actually can be monad, can be grouped. So currently here, like for the first stroke, I have item 0, and then item 1, and then item 2. Let's say if I have like 100 strokes, this should be managed properly. But I'll start from scratch, actually not start from scratch, continue from last time. So I just grab the keys from here, copy link, and paste it into sphere chalk in here. So that's the address from GIST, and then import it. You should get the node tree that works right away. You see, it's still giving you error by default. You need to kind of insert this is the grease pencil data, because we don't have grease pencil data when you open Blender. You need to just draw something. So I'll draw like a spiral real quick and use object ID selector and get the grease pencil data. Just pick active frame, plug that in, and still hanging there. That's because we don't have Suzanne. We're not gonna use Suzanne, just use a box for now. Box is simple enough to display, and then it's really fast. You can already see the matrix, see that from red to blue, and this is also already animated. So this is really nice, I guess. And yeah, I'll save this real quick. This is SV grease pencil animated multi for multiple grease pencil, because in this case if I draw multiple strokes, it should works once I start to set something. So currently it works like this. We can add more, still animated, and let's draw second strokes more like square-ish, and then last one is triangle. So it's 3 different strokes. Always remember, if you have like multiple strokes in grease pencil and you want it to work with sphere chalk, sometimes you need to make modification. So now we know there are 3, but why we're only getting 1? That's because of this. See, in vector interpolation, you can see the vertices and tangent 3 data goes into this matrix, but the output we only get 1. So it's always better to separate the data, I guess. So let's use list item, and with list item we can separate these 3 data sorry, excuse me, and simply plug this into that guy. Sometimes we need to change the level. I think level 1 in this case, and apparently that's pretty much it. So we get the first one, tidy up a little bit. Okay, so here we have the first data. If you want to switch to the second one, we just do that and we get the second one. So I'll keep this on the first one, and then I just simply selecting this guy. You can use a C and then just paint on it, or you can also use a B and then just draw and then just create a duplicates. So this is gonna be for the second one, index 1, and then the third one, index 2, for the test grease pencil. Okay, and here whenever you see like a kind of like a repetition here, and the notes is gonna be used for every one of them, you can use shift and then draw, and it will create this kind of a junction, and this is really handy. You can just now plug the junction into this guy, and it should kind of, the data should travel down. Nicely. Sometimes you don't want the curve to be all this curvy. I think user preferences, and there's a nodes option on the nodes, node editor, noodle curving. Look at all the noodles. If I turn this to 0, it's become straight lines, and this is definitely for advanced user. It's easier to look at sometimes. Sometimes if this is too weird, you can make another one, you know, tidy this up a little bit, and this also. Okay, very nice. Now let's give it a different color, blue, green, and red. Okay, cool. Now everything should work. There is one more thing that you can do here. It's currently each one of them have the same number of objects being generated, being sampled from grease pencil. Maybe you want to have like a different instance for each one of the strokes, so you can do that real quick. Simply list input, create 3 numbers, and plug this number into that guy, and then you can now specify different number for each one of them, like so. And like I said, instead of using just box for each one of them, you can always replace it with others, like icosphere subdivision 1. I can just plug that in. You get this new result right away. You can also replace this one, of course. Instead of box, maybe you wanna have circle. Oh, I'll just use ring actually. Ring is quite nice. Quite like this. Okay. Make this smaller. Something like that. Okay. Now we just test it. Okay, very nice. And you can see each object is actually rotating, following the tangency of the curve based on grease pencil interpolations. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, what I want to talk about in this live noding. If you have any question, feedbacks, let me know in the comment section below. Maybe we will improve this a little bit further in the next one, whether it's like simply just turning all this into a single nodes, maybe, or we're gonna do something else, like maybe having, you can actually have a variations on the objects itself. So instead of a single object for every single one, for every single point, you can randomize this data input. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.